Niche research is going to be one of the most challenging things that you have to do, but there's a way to make it simple and straight and to the point. And I'm going to show you that today. Hey everyone, Matt Wacek here. Welcome back to a brand new video. I want to share with you my process for how I go and learn new niches when I'm building out a new local affiliate SEO site. So the reason that you need to do this is because you need to understand the business that it is that you are trying to sell a service, essentially, because that's exactly what you're doing. You're selling the service, whatever the service may be, HVAC, plumbing, electrician, landscaping, whatever. And you need to be able to communicate that effectively. So you need to be able to understand what the service is, the process of how the service is done, and we'll show you some examples here in a minute. And then also be able to write it in a way that's going to convince the person reading that they are going to want to convert to this offer, which is make a phone call or send their information through the contact form. So aside from actually having to make a visually pleasing website that's going to look trustworthy, you need to be able to write content that you're going to be able to check all those boxes that I just listed off. So let's take a look at a couple examples in a couple different niches that I know pretty well. And so if I were someone that was getting started, if I didn't know anything about landscaping or lawn care or any of that sort of stuff, I would just go to multiple companies' websites, ideally ones that are going to be full service and have a good looking website, because they're going to include all of the information about each one of the services that they offer. And ideally they'd have a page for each one of those. And if they don't, that's where you can tap in to that particular niche, because being able to rank a site for fertilizing in that city or lawn fertilizing is going to be a lot easier and take a lot less time than trying to rank for the broad keyword of lawn care in that city. So what I would do is go through these companies' websites and I would just look at all of their service pages and understand what the service is. And I know that there are a lot of people that watch the channel who are from areas where landscaping is not really a thing, or any of these other types of luxury services, if you will, are just not a present thing in their country. So they don't understand these things, but you have to understand these services in order to be able to sell a person to make a call from your site or send their information through the contact form. So what I would do is, if I didn't know anything about pavers, I would take a look at, of course, companies' websites, and I'll read about not only what the product is and what it does and what the service is and what types of structures they can create, at least in this example. I would also go to blogs like HomeAdvisor has a massive amount of blog posts. Yelp, all those big lead gen companies have tons of them, and so do these other companies. These companies also usually have a blog where they write about their services, and they do it for the sole purpose to inform their customers or their prospective customers what either maybe their process is for their projects, or what time of year is best to do this particular service and that sort of stuff. So read those and understand those particular services. So that way then you can better communicate them. You can better write about them on your sites, and you can better write them in a manner that's going to convince that person to convert, because that's equally as important as getting the site to rank. But then coming over here to an HVAC company's website, this previously was a niche I didn't really know a whole lot about. And there's actually a point in time when I didn't really know that much about landscaping either, because I had only worked in it as an employee for like 1 or 2 years at that point, basically just summers because it was school. And that was well over 10 years ago. And the very first thing that I would do to figure out what types of services and what types of pages I need to be building for an HVAC site is I go right here to this list where they have all their services. Now, every company, again, is going to be a little bit different in how they lay out their menus and stuff, but you can see here that they have commercial HVAC, they have air duct cleaning. Down here, they have residential new construction. So this would be installing a new system in a new house, new HVAC, new ducting, new AC, new furnace, all that stuff. Then they have residential services, which this is how they structure it. Usually it's going to be a little bit different. Sometimes the categories might be right here at the main menu here. But for example, there's air cleaner repair, air conditioning repair, boiler repair, furnace repair, geothermal systems, heat pump repair. I mean, the list just goes on and on and on. You can see it here. So what you want to do is go to one of these pages and see, we'll just click on furnace repair, and you can kind of see what type of content they're writing about. And they also mention here that they do preventative maintenance. And those are things that you're going to want to know about as well, because if the competition is offering maintenance, chances are the affiliate network, if it's routed to a local company, furnace maintenance services in this example would probably be monetized. Another great example here is they have a frequently asked questions section where it asks, okay, how many times should I change my filters on my furnace or my humidifier? What type of maintenance should I do in the cooling and heating system? And you want to learn more and more about that, so that way you can understand and communicate this better to the people viewing your site. And another thing is, let's say you are building pages about installing something. So whether it's HVAC related or building a deck or whatever, you'd want to list out the process of how those structures or those projects are completed on the page that you're building it about. Because one, it's going to add and boost the amount of content that you have on your page, so it's going to be good for Google, and two, it's going to help the people reading the website who may have not ever purchased that service before. So let's say someone just bought a house and they want to have a deck added on to the back of it or to the side or whatever. And what you want to do, in addition to just writing about the values of having a deck, and aside from just painting the picture in their mind of what they can envision with sitting on the deck at night in the summertime, or whatever they want to do, or whatever angle you want to put it, but describe the process of how it is built, and don't go too crazy in depth, because again, with local affiliate marketing, we are not the end service provider, so we cannot guarantee that's going to be the exact thing. Also, don't mention anything about warranties, because there's no way that we can guarantee that, because again, it might be different companies that end up servicing that particular person. So what you want to do though is describe the process from a broad standpoint. But basically what you want to do is list out the main steps. So back to the building a deck example, you write out the first thing is going to be that they're going to take measurements and they're going to paint on the ground. They're going to excavate holes that are approximately X deep, which again, you learn all this stuff. They're going to pour concrete in there for the footings, and then they're going to install the support beams, which are going to hold the deck up, and that's going to go into the concrete, and then it holds there for X amount of days, and then after that time period, then the deck starts getting built, and you start doing the framing and the whole thing like that. If you want to learn how to go build a deck, go to those blogs and learn that, and then that way you can communicate it to a T on your website, and you're going to have a great conversion rate. And one last thing that I would recommend doing when you are doing your niche research is keep track of all of the services that you are learning about and the ones that are offered within the niche that you're targeting. So let's say we are building a landscaping site and we want to track how many pages we need to build on our site. So what you'd want to do is basically take one line here that's going to be the broad categories. And so that's what this is right here. You can even change the background color of these if you wanted to, and we can just do that right now. So that way we can see that these are the broad categories. So that's the yellow one. So then beneath that, we're going to list out all of those services. We have pergola here, pavers, mulch, rock, retaining walls. You get the idea. And do the same thing for the other niches that you're building sites in, because they all have the broad service, which would be plumber or electrician or remodeling or landscaping or whatever. But then you also have the sub-services underneath. And you're going to want to build a page for each one of these services and optimize it for the specific city that you're targeting. The one city, only one city, that is it. Ideally, even have that city in the domain name. If you want to be building a site that's going to target multiple cities, either one, go get City Page Pro and build directories about it, or go get Magic Page plugin to create the unique pages. And with both of those, you're only going to want to target one service. So this would be like mulchinstallers.com if that's available, or it could even be minnesotamulchinstallers.com. And with Magic Page plugin, for example, you'll be able to build out city plus service pages that's going to be all about mulch installers in that particular city, and you're going to be able to rank for a ton of keywords, because I guarantee there's hardly any competition for mulch installation. You can do the same thing with City Page Pro as well. So if you got value out of this, I'd appreciate if you went down below, dropped a like on this video, and if you want to stay up to date on my journey and what I share here on my channel, be sure to go down below, join the ever-growing family, and hit that subscribe button, and also hit the bell for notifications so you know when all the newest content comes live. And if you want to get guided step-by-step training on how to build a website, rank that website in the organic search results, and monetize it with a local affiliate offer, there are links right down below to our courses where you can get access to that guided step-by-step training and a whole lot more. So I'll see you guys in the next video.